Guys, another one has fallen. But let me ask you a serious question. How much money are you willing to sacrifice to get your wealth? Well, the reality is for many rappers, they literally have to sacrifice themselves to get this money. And on Halloween night, the rapper Takeoff from the very famous group Migos died over a game of dice, adding to a long list of rappers dying for 2022. But you see, there is a very sad truth that no one is talking about. What can this event teach us about protecting and preserving our wealth? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. This is where I create content that talks about anything related to business and investing. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the business of rap, the risk, and more importantly, the lesson you can learn from the latest strategy that's been happening in this industry. Now, 2022 have been a weird years for celebrities. It seems that influential celebrities are dying from every niche. And this year, we have one of the most shocking deaths in the rap industry, the rapper Takeoff dying from a game of dice. Last time we had a shocking death of this magnitude was the rapper Nipsey Hussle, a very famous and influential rapper who died by multiple gunshots. But in my opinion, I think the case for Takeoff is actually much worse. And make sure you watch this video all the way to the end so that you can understand why I'm making this claim. Now, for those who don't know, Migos is a rap group made out of three members: Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff. But many people may not admit it, but they actually are innovators in the rap industry. You see, the 90s and the early 2000s was the golden era for rap, but as we enter the 2010 era, rap was losing its impact globally. This is where the Migos comes in. Three talented members from the same family joined together to create the Migos. Offset is Quavo's cousin, and Quavo is Takeoff's uncle, so they're all related. Now, they have a very unique style, and to understand their talent, James Corden said it best.
Good at the producing of tracks that you could uplift any song.
Facts.
Like with your ad libs.
I agree with
Do you
you.
think you could add ad libs and noises and bring the Migos vibe to any song that's been written?
Any song.
But that's not the only thing that got them to the top. Their innovation was repeating a set of catchy words, especially with a great beat. And when you put that all together with their talent, their ad libs, and the sound effect that they make with their mouth, it's just a recipe for their music to go viral.
Hey! Raindrops.
And this allows a lot of clubs around the world, DJs and all that, to commercialize their business. And it became a whole brand of a business, a whole niche, which now we call the mumble rappers. Their breakthrough came from the music called Bad and Bougie. We're talking about 1.1 billion views on YouTube alone. This is crazy. Just like most rap groups that are famous, they're rapping about money,
Count 100,000 in your face. Yeah, then put 300 right in a safe.
rapping about drugs and guns,
I'm always hanging with shooters.
and those same guns can kill you.
Killed by the gun will die by the gun.
Things started to get weird when their music label started to put on the shelf Migos Music to promote a new upcoming artist called Lil Baby. Now, from the perspective of the music label, they already have a cash cow called the Migos known all around the world. They would rather invest in someone else so that they can have two and more artists of that caliber as opposed to be dependent on only one superstar bringing money, because in this industry you just never know, any one of them might die. This started to get Offset, one of the Migos members, very upset, and he decided to break away from the group. Now the team of three members became two members that are alive. Now Quavo and Takeoff continue on their own, and on Halloween night they released a song that is coincidentally 3 minutes and 33 seconds. This song is called Messy. You see, it wasn't long after this song was released that Quavo put Takeoff in a messy situation that cost him his life. In Houston, Texas, while playing dice, things got heated. Quavo got mad, and this is what witnesses had to say. 5 bullets were shot and 2 bullets catch Takeoff. It's a very unfortunate situation because he's the youngest one and was always the quiet one. You never hear any problems coming from him, but unfortunately, things got heated, and instead of taking off, he actually stood up trying to understand what's going on, and he catch 2 bullets because of that. Now, it is no time to have fun, but here's a fun fact for you. Did you guys know in countries other than United States, October 31st all the way to November 2nd is considered the Day of the Dead? Like, I'm from Haiti and we celebrate the Day of the Dead around that time. Now, Takeoff's death happened on November 1st at 2:30 in the morning, and couple hours after the messy video was posted, where you can clearly see a messy situation escalating over gambling. Now, I don't believe in coincidence. Every action has a reaction. If you do talk about it, if you are about that life, you're going to die by that. But it's really not the first time that we see rappers predicting their own death in their work. Also, Houston, Texas, and November are no strangers to seeing random deaths from celebrities. Now, I remember the death of Paul Walker. Also happened in November, and not long after, the Fast and Furious franchise had their greatest movie debut yet. Now, if I had to guess, the Migos group, which started with three, turned into two, and the two members that are alive that were separated will unite, work together, and either on a single or an album, most likely an album, and that would be one of the greatest work yet, putting them right on top. Now, what are the lessons we can learn from all this? Lesson number one, be careful on how you choose to make your money.
So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
You see, the broadcast industry casting spells to the masses, Hollywood. Well, often black people are the recipient of those messages, aka spells, and are paid to promote degeneracy broadcasted to the masses. Often African Americans see this path to success as the only way to make it happen. And starts a cycle of violence in the community, regardless of where you are. And it also grows globally, not just locally. Now, when it comes to the industry, they don't really care about people. If that is good for business, well, somehow random deaths will happen. Maybe in November. The broadcast network can use that to get more reach, more influence, and spell more people. There was a time, me too, I used to think that sports and entertainment was the only way. Now with the power of internet, it is a lot easier to have access to mentors, people that can teach you how to make a business or how to generate wealth. And when African American realize their true strength, which is the power to influence people around the world, they will use these valuable assets to build their own wealth and empire as opposed to being controlled and used by it. Lesson number two, your network is your net worth. It doesn't matter how much money you have, whether you sing for it, you do rap for it, you do violence for it. If you don't stay alive to preserve and multiply your wealth, it doesn't mean anything. If you surround yourself with people that are bad, well, bad things will happen. Bad outcomes will happen, right? Bad people make bad decisions that leads to bad outcomes. As you can see, the rapper Takeoff was the quiet one. He was minding his own business, but because he was surrounding himself with gang people, with people that have guns, people that are getting mad over small amount of money when they have $1 million in their accounts, well, that leads to shootings, and that took his life. Just last podcast, we were talking to the intentional millionaire that was sharing his insight about building his network. Make sure you check this podcast out. We also talk about Mark Cuban and how he leveraged his network to get to $1 billion. It is very likely that Mark Cuban would have never be a billionaire if he didn't surround himself with the right people at the right time. Very important, great insights. Make sure you check this. I'll have the link somewhere here. Lesson number three, protect your assets. Let me ask you this. Do you think Takeoff had a will or a trust fund that would operate on his behalf after his death to manage his wealth and invest it for his future generation? We don't know. This information is not given. One thing we do know, Kobe Bryant, a very smart businessman, and Chadwick Boseman both passed away, but they left a nightmare for the family that had to take care of their wealth. Takeoff died at 28 years old. You just never know when death will come to you, but make sure you have a system that can help you preserve your wealth so that you can have your other generation to multiply it for you, even when you're not there. There is no point to make all this work when you're alive only to pass away and then the money is gone after. It's almost like from a wealth perspective, you haven't done much. You're just disappearing over time. Again, I raise my glass to Takeoff. My condolences to Takeoff's family, and especially his fan who's going to miss him dearly. But I hope this video inspired you to look for other ways to make money, especially if you are in an area where the only thing around you is violence and gangs. But more importantly, improve your network and find out your true strength, your talent, find a way to monetize it and take control over it. With that said, we'll talk on the next one.
Hey,
Yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks in business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC.
Hey!